The movie starts with two school buses driving down the road, and the students are on their way to a trip. They're having a great time, joking around and playfully hitting each other with pillows. The weather is sunny and calm, while there's a girl named Mitsuko sitting alone, writing a poem. Two other girls are making fun of her for sitting and writing instead of playing and enjoying herself. They pull her notebook away, and as she bends down to pick up her pen, suddenly a storm attacks the buses, splitting them in half and also splitting the students' brains. Mitsuko is the only one who survives because she was bent over. When she stands up, she sees the bus without a roof and her friends with their bodies cut in half. She's shocked by the horrific scene. After a few seconds, another storm is approaching, but Mitsuko senses it and ducks just in time. She manages to survive and avoid death while the storm tears down power lines. When the bus stops, she gets out and runs down the road, seeing the bodies of her classmates from the other bus lying on the ground, all torn apart. She keeps running, screaming, and looking back, feeling the storm coming again. In front of her, she sees 4 girls walking, so she grabs one and falls to the ground with her, while the other 3 girls get killed by the storm. Mitsuko has just saved her life and this girl's life. But it didn't take long before the girl starts to die when she tried to save a few guys riding bikes, and Mitsuko ended up alone again. She's running as fast as she can and reaches the river, where we see the bodies of some other students in the water. Mitsuko washes her face with water and changes into cleaner clothes, swapping out her old, blood-stained outfit. She walks down the road aimlessly, and after several hours of walking, she reaches a girls' school. By coincidence, the school uniform the girls wear is similar to the outfit Mitsuko was wearing, and it's clear the girls know Mitsuko. Mitsuko doesn't tell them anything about the strange storm that killed people, because she's still in shock from what happened. Her friend, named Aki, shows up, greets her, and says, "Let's go into the school." Mitsuko is surprised that she and Aki are together in the same school. Aki is worried about her and asks, "Why are you trembling? We've always been classmates in this school." Mitsuko quickly crouches when a gust of wind passes by, but this wind is just normal and doesn't do anything. Aki tells her, "You're acting weird today," and helps her up, and they walk to the school. Mitsuko doesn't understand anything and can't find an explanation for what happened. When another gust of wind blows by, she freaks out and runs, and Aki chases after her to calm her down, telling her there's nothing to worry about. Mitsuko calms down a bit, and we see that the teachers also recognize Mitsuko and treat her as a student there. When Mitsuko and Aki are alone, Mitsuko asks her, "Am I really a student here?" Aki replies, "Of course." So Mitsuko starts to think that what she saw that morning was either a dream or a hallucination. She tells Aki about the winds that killed her classmates, and while she's talking, she can't catch her breath from the shock. Aki opens the window and shows her that the winds in the air are normal and not dangerous, encouraging her to stretch out her hands as she calms down. When she feels that it's actually regular wind, they look at each other and laugh because what they're doing feels odd. Aki says, "Maybe you have temporary memory loss, and that's why you don't remember this is your school." After that, the two meet up with their friends, laughing and joking together. They decide to skip the rest of their classes for the day and leave the school, heading to the forest while having fun. Mitsuko is feeling happy and cheerful, unlike how she was a little while ago, considering what she saw in the morning was just a dream, and she has completely forgotten about it and isn't thinking about it. The girls stop by the lake, catching their breath, and Aki is telling her friends about Mitsuko's dream, where winds killed her classmates. But one of their friends named Reem interrupts her, saying it could have actually happened, and maybe Mitsuko was in a parallel universe because she read that there are many parallel worlds, but people don't take it seriously and think she's joking. After that, they see a pillow on the ground, so they pick it up and play with it together. Mitsuko sees 2 girls standing nearby and looks at them, laughing, but strangely, they suddenly disappear. Then Reem tells Mitsuko that if she wants to change reality, she has to do something unexpected and out of the ordinary. Mitsuko thinks deeply about what she said, and then Mitsuko and Aki decide to go back to school. They enter the same classroom, and Mitsuko sees a pillow on the ground, grabs it, and throws it to Aki. Suddenly, the teacher starts shooting at them with a machine gun, killing all the girls, including Aki. But Mitsuko is the only one who survives. The teacher says this is a punishment for the girls who skipped class and was about to kill Mitsuko when 2 girls appear and save her. They take her and escape, passing by the classroom full of girls who were killed. They hide in that classroom, but another teacher comes in and kills one of the students. There's a student who tries to resist, but she gets killed and her story ends there. Reim takes Mitsuko to escape, but Reim gets shot and tells Mitsuko to try to run away before they get to her. Mitsuko runs with the other surviving students, while the teachers kill the students who had skipped class mercilessly. mercilessly, not allowing any girl to escape. 5 girls manage to get out of the school, and one girl tells Mitsuko that she needs to think and do something because everything is in her hands. Mitsuko doesn't understand what she means. The wind picks up and it kills all the girls except Mitsuko, who ends up alone again, with the wind chasing her. Mitsuko runs a long distance until she reaches the city, continuing to run through the crowd, which is all made up of women, and she stops when she sees a police station. She walks in and meets a policewoman who thinks Mitsuko is crazy because she doesn't want to talk and is crying. Mitsuko is trying to compose herself and gestures towards the direction of the wind. Mitsuko is surprised when the policewoman calls her Kiko and asks why she's wearing a school uniform. When Mitsuko looks in the mirror, she's even more bewildered because her reflection looks completely different. It turns out that this policewoman named Tomo is a friend of Kiko's, and she tells her that she should be happy since her wedding is just a few hours away. Mitsuko is totally shocked and doesn't understand anything and doesn't know how to think. She lets Tomo do whatever she wants with her, and they hop into a car that's taking her to the church to get married. Up until now, Mitsuko is going through really strange experiences, and what's even weirder is that there are girls greeting them in the car and treating Kiko like she's a celebrity, all excited because Kiko's getting married. When they arrive at the church, a lot of women gather around to congratulate her. When she goes into the room to change her clothes, she's shocked to see Aki and can't believe her eyes, asking what's going on exactly. Aki tells her quietly, "I know what you're thinking. Lower your voice and relax, and I'll explain everything to you later." The girls start talking about how handsome and charming the groom is, and then they bring her the wedding dress. Aki kicks all the girls out of the room because Kiko is still nervous. When they're alone, Aki calls her by her real name and asks her to follow her instructions, relax, and not be tense, while saying it's not the right time to explain everything since they're being watched. Kiko trusts Aki and lets her do what she wants, dressing her up in a wedding dress. After Kiko is ready, a few girls come and want her to go to church, but Aki attacks them and kills them all to teach Kiko how to fight. She gives Kiko a broken bottle to attack anyone who bothers her. Then Kiko starts moving towards the groom holding the bottle instead of flowers, and we find that all the guests were girls who were cheering and celebrating Kiko. In the end, we see a coffin with Kiko's groom in it, and suddenly the guests start acting strangely and mock Kiko, pushing her towards the coffin. When the coffin opens, her husband's face looks like a pig's, and the girls want her to kiss him, but she stabs him with the bottle, killing some of the girls. Aki shows up and tries to calm Kiko down, but then the teachers from school appear, and Kiko and Aki fight them off successfully. After that, they escape from the church, and Aki distracts the teachers while Kiko runs away. A girl in sportswear stops her and calls her a new name, saying, "Hey, Izumi," and asks her to join the marathon. Kiko looks at herself in the mirror and is shocked to find that she has transformed into a completely different person, now wearing sportswear and named Izumi, who is a famous marathon runner that everyone loves. A huge crowd is cheering her name as she runs with her teammates. Her friends tell her, "You were really fast back in school, Izumi." Of course, she has no idea what they're talking about, but she doesn't ask and doesn't want to know anything. She remembers when she was little and used to run, then decided to enjoy it and keep running. She sees her classmates from school running with her, but suddenly the pig and the teachers start chasing her, and the girls are asking Izumi to be brave and telling her, "You're the only one who can escape this world." Izumi steps off the running track and runs really fast, finding herself in a cave where she sees a girl who takes her to a group of girls that look like her but are scary, with their hair covering their faces. Then this girl tells Izumi, "If you're not dead, then we're all going to die," and tries to kill Izumi. But Aki shows up just in time to save her friend. Aki asks Izumi to repeat this phrase a lot. "I'm Mitsuko." Izumi follows her instructions, keeps saying, "I'm Mitsuko," and in the end, she finds herself back to her original form, and Mitsuko asks her to understand everything. Aki tells her, "We're in an unreal world full of fantasies, and you're the main character here. To escape this world, you need to pull these 2 wires from my wrists and kill me. That way, I'll die, but you'll be free, and you'll reach the control center." Mitsuko refuses because she doesn't want to hurt her friend, so Aki slaps her to make her agree. Mitsuko has no choice but to do it. She pulls the wires, and what happens is that Aki splits in 2, and Mitsuko is finally free and reaches the real world. She finds herself in a restaurant and finally sees some guys in front of her. As she walks more, she spots a poster on the wall featuring her, Kiko, and Izumi. It turns out it's a game poster, and these 3 characters are the main ones in the game. It also turns out that Mitsuko is currently in a wild city controlled by men, where everyone living there is a man, and they love violent survival games. The game featuring the 3 characters is called Taj, and the playable characters are Mitsuko and Kiko Izumi. A man meets Mitsuko and recognizes her, saying, "You're in the future now." Mitsuko is shocked and faints. When she wakes up, she finds herself in a cave similar to the one she was in before, and in this cave, all the game characters are displayed, preserved. As Mitsuko walks around, she sees an old man playing the game Taj with Mitsuko's character, and he tells her, "You're now 15 years into the future. When you you were in high school, I had a crush on you, but after you were killed, I took your DNA and your friends and made three-dimensional copies of you. Mitsuko is stunned and sees a copy of herself and Yaki. The old man continues, I created these copies to put them in my game. A young man then appears and asks Mitsuko to join him on the bed, and the old man orders her to comply. As she approaches him, he's about to touch her, but Mitsuko remembers what Reem told her. Do something out of the ordinary to escape the illusion you're in. Mitsuko takes the advice and attacks the old man, screaming at him to stop treating girls like they're toys he can play with. She grabs a pillow and hits him with it, and the pillow's feathers turn red. She took the stick from the old man and killed herself. He's shocked and screams because her death will ruin the game. And indeed, the three characters die. Mitsuko finds herself in the real world, free. And here we reach the end of the episode. Don't forget to like and help us get this episode to 1,000 likes. For those who made it to the end, I want you to drop a feather emoji in the comments so I know who liked the episode. Bye-bye.